What if I told you that one of the most famous wonders of the ancient world might not have existed where history claims it did, or that the laws we follow today have roots in a code written over 3,000 years ago by a Babylonian king? Babylon, the city of legends, has fascinated historians, archaeologists, and dreamers for centuries. But beyond the tales of towering ziggurats and hanging gardens lies a treasure trove of secrets that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about this ancient civilization. In this video, we're diving deep into 25 astonishing secrets of Babylon, facts so surprising they might just rewrite history as you know it. From hidden tunnels beneath the city to the mysterious fall of its empire, each revelation will pull you further into the enigmatic world of Babylon. So, are you ready to uncover the truths that have been buried for millennia? Stay with us, because by the end of this journey, you'll see Babylon in a whole new light. Let's begin. Now, let's step into one of the most enduring mysteries of Babylon, the Hanging Gardens. Often celebrated as one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, these lush, terraced gardens have captured imaginations for centuries. But here's the twist. Historians and archaeologists have long debated whether they were even located in Babylon at all. While ancient texts describe the gardens as a marvel of engineering, with towering greenery and intricate irrigation systems, no definitive evidence of their existence has been found in Babylon itself. Some scholars argue that the gardens might have been located in Nineveh, the capital of the Assyrian Empire, built by King Sennacherib. This theory is supported by inscriptions and archaeological findings that suggest advanced water systems and terraced gardens in Nineveh, eerily similar to the descriptions of the Hanging Gardens. Others believe the gardens were purely mythical, a romanticized tale passed down through generations. So, were the Hanging Gardens a Babylonian masterpiece, an Assyrian innovation, or simply a legend? The truth remains buried beneath the sands of time, leaving us to wonder if one of history's greatest wonders was ever truly where we thought it was. Now, let's shift our focus to another fascinating aspect of Babylon, the Code of Hammurabi. While many are familiar with this ancient set of laws, few know about its hidden clauses and the surprising ways they shaped Babylonian society. The Code of Hammurabi, one of the earliest known legal systems, was far more than just a list of rules. It was a reflection of the values, priorities, and complexities of life in ancient Babylon. Among its 282 laws, some stand out for their unusual nature and the insights they provide into the daily lives of Babylonians. For instance, did you know that the code included specific regulations about the responsibilities of builders? If a house collapsed and killed the owner, the builder could face the death penalty. This law not only emphasized accountability, but also highlighted the importance of craftsmanship and safety in Babylonian society. Another lesser-known clause addressed the treatment of women. While women in Babylon had limited rights compared to men, the code included protections for widows and divorcees, ensuring they received fair treatment and support. These laws reveal a society that, while hierarchical, sought to balance justice with social order. The Code of Hammurabi also introduced the concept of proportional punishment, famously summarized by the phrase, "an eye for an eye." However, this principle wasn't as harsh as it might seem. In many cases, fines or restitution were preferred over physical retribution, reflecting a nuanced approach to justice. These hidden clauses not only governed daily life but also laid the groundwork for future legal systems, influencing civilizations far beyond Babylon. So, while the Code of Hammurabi is often remembered for its strictness, its lesser-known laws offer a deeper understanding of how Babylonian society functioned and evolved. As we continue our journey through the secrets of Babylon, let's uncover more about the innovations and mysteries that made this ancient civilization so extraordinary. Now, let's turn our gaze upward to the stars, where Babylon's brilliance truly shone. The ancient Babylonians were not just masters of law and architecture, they were also pioneers in the field of astronomy. Their observations of the night sky were so precise that they laid the foundation for much of what we know about the cosmos today. One of their most remarkable achievements was the development of the zodiac, a system that divided the sky into 12 equal parts, each associated with a constellation. This concept, which we still use today, was born from their meticulous tracking of celestial movements, but their contributions didn't stop there. The Babylonians were among the first to predict astronomical events such as eclipses with remarkable accuracy. By carefully recording the positions of the sun, moon, and planets over centuries, they identified patterns that allowed them to forecast these phenomena. Their methods were so advanced that even modern astronomers marvel at their precision. Beyond their technical achievements, Babylonian astronomy had a profound cultural impact. Their celestial knowledge influenced neighboring civilizations, including the Greeks, who built upon their discoveries to further advance the field. The Babylonians also used their astronomical expertise to create calendars, which were essential for agriculture and religious festivals. These calendars, based on lunar cycles, were incredibly sophisticated for their time and reflected their deep understanding of the natural world. What's truly fascinating is how their work bridged the gap between science and spirituality. The Babylonians believed that the movements of the stars and planets were messages from the gods guiding human affairs. This blend of observation and belief shaped their society and left a lasting legacy that continues to influence us today. So, as we look up at the night sky, let's remember the ancient Babylonians, whose curiosity and ingenuity helped us unlock the mysteries of the universe. Next, we'll explore another hidden wonder of Babylon, its iconic Ishtar Gate and the secrets it holds. Now, let's step through the grandeur of Babylon's most iconic landmark, the Ishtar Gate. This monumental structure, adorned with vibrant blue glazed bricks, was more than just an entrance to the city. It was a testament to Babylon's artistic and spiritual prowess. As you approach the gate, your eyes are immediately drawn to the intricate designs and symbols that cover its surface. Among the most striking are the images of lions, bulls, and dragons, each meticulously crafted and imbued with deep meaning. The lion, a symbol of the goddess Ishtar, represented power and protection. The bull, associated with the god Adad, stood for strength and fertility. And the dragon, known as the Mus letter 1, E2 Bus S U, was a hybrid creature linked to the god Marduk, Babylon's chief deity. These symbols weren't just decorative, they were a visual language communicating the city's devotion to its gods and its belief in their divine protection. The gate itself was a sacred passage, used during religious processions and ceremonies where the gods were believed to walk among the people. But the story of the Ishtar Gate doesn't end in ancient Babylon. In the early 20th century, German archaeologists unearthed fragments of the gate, and through painstaking effort, they reconstructed it in the Pergamon Museum in Berlin. Today, visitors can marvel at this stunning piece of history, which stands as a testament to Babylon's enduring legacy. The reconstruction not only preserves the gate's physical beauty, but also offers a glimpse into the spiritual and cultural world of the Babylonians. As we admire the Ishtar Gate, we're reminded of how art and faith intertwined in this ancient civilization, creating a legacy that continues to captivate us. Next, we'll uncover another hidden treasure of Babylon, its lost libraries and the knowledge they once held. Now, let's turn our attention to one of Babylon's most intriguing mysteries, its lost libraries. Imagine walking through the bustling streets of ancient Babylon, where towering ziggurats and grand palaces weren't the only marvels. Hidden within the city were vast libraries, repositories of knowledge that held the wisdom of an entire civilization. These libraries weren't just collections of clay tablets, they were the intellectual heart of Babylon, filled with texts on astronomy, mathematics, medicine, law, and even literature. Scholars from across the empire would gather here to study, debate, and preserve the knowledge of their time. One of the most famous libraries was said to be housed within the royal palace, where thousands of cuneiform tablets were meticulously organized. These tablets contained everything from detailed astronomical observations to complex mathematical calculations, some of which were centuries ahead of their time. There were also records of legal disputes, religious hymns, and epic tales like the Epic of Gilgamesh, which remains one of the oldest known works of literature. The libraries were more than just archives. They were centers of learning and innovation where ideas were exchanged and new discoveries were made. But what happened to these treasure troves of knowledge? Over time, the libraries were lost to history, their contents scattered or destroyed by invasions, natural disasters, and the passage of time. Some tablets were buried under layers of sand, while others were looted or repurposed by later civilizations. Today, only fragments of these libraries remain, leaving us to wonder about the vast wealth of knowledge that once existed within their walls. What might these lost libraries have contained? Scholars speculate that they held advanced scientific theories, detailed maps of the ancient world, and even records of forgotten rituals and traditions. Some believe they could have contained insights into Babylonian medicine, including early forms of surgery and herbal remedies. Others suggest that the libraries might have housed texts on philosophy and ethics, offering a glimpse into the moral and intellectual framework of Babylonian society. As we reflect on Babylon's lost libraries, we're reminded of how fragile knowledge can be. These libraries were a testament to the intellectual achievements of an ancient civilization, yet their disappearance serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of preserving our own cultural and scientific heritage. Next, we'll explore another enigmatic structure that has fascinated historians for centuries, the Tower of Babel and its true purpose. Now, let's shift our focus to one of Babylon's most iconic and mysterious structures, the Tower of Babel. This towering monument has captured the imagination of historians, archaeologists, and storytellers for centuries. But what was its true purpose? While many associate the Tower of Babel with the biblical story of human ambition and divine intervention, its origins and function are deeply rooted in Babylonian culture and religion. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the Tower of Babel was actually a ziggurat, a massive step temple that served as a bridge between the earthly and the divine. In ancient Babylon, ziggurats were not just architectural marvels, they were sacred spaces where priests performed rituals to honor the gods. The Tower of Babel, often identified as the Etemenanke ziggurat, was believed to be dedicated to Marduk, Babylon's chief deity. Its towering height symbolized humanity's attempt to reach the heavens, but it also served a practical purpose, bringing the gods closer to the people. The construction of the tower was a monumental feat, requiring thousands of workers and advanced engineering techniques. Its base was said to be massive, with each level rising higher and narrower, culminating in a temple at the top. This design wasn't just for show. It reflected the Babylonian belief in a hierarchical universe where the gods resided above and humans below. The rituals performed at the top of the ziggurat were meant to maintain cosmic order and ensure the favor of the gods. But the Tower of Babel wasn't just a religious site, it was also a symbol of Babylon's power and unity. Some historians suggest that its construction was a political statement, showcasing the empire's wealth and technological prowess. Others believe it served as a gathering place for the community, where people could come together to celebrate festivals and honor their shared beliefs. The biblical story of the Tower of Babel adds another layer of intrigue. According to the narrative, the tower's construction led to divine intervention, resulting in the confusion of languages and the scattering of humanity. While this story is often interpreted as a cautionary tale, it may also reflect historical tensions between Babylon and neighboring cultures who viewed the city's grandeur with suspicion and envy. As we explore the Tower of Babel, we're reminded of how ancient structures can hold multiple meanings: religious, political, and cultural. Whether it was a ziggurat, a symbol of unity, or a testament to human ambition, the Tower of Babel remains one of history's most fascinating enigmas. Next, we'll uncover another hidden aspect of Babylon, its underground tunnels and the secrets they may hold. Now, let's descend from the towering heights of the ziggurat and venture beneath the surface of Babylon, where another layer of mystery awaits. Hidden beneath the bustling streets and grand structures of this ancient city lies a network of underground tunnels, an engineering marvel that reveals yet another facet of Babylonian ingenuity. These tunnels, often overlooked in the grand narrative of Babylon, played a crucial role in the city's daily life and its enduring legacy. The underground tunnels of Babylon were far more than mere passageways. They served a variety of purposes, from practical to ceremonial. One of their primary functions was transportation. In a city as densely populated as Babylon, moving goods and people efficiently was essential. These tunnels provided a way to navigate the city without clogging the streets above, allowing for the smooth flow of trade and communication. Imagine merchants carrying precious goods through these hidden corridors, their footsteps echoing in the dimly lit passages as they moved unseen beneath the city. But the tunnels weren't just for moving goods, they also served as storage spaces. Babylon's underground network included chambers where food, water, and other supplies were kept safe from the elements and potential invaders. This strategic use of space highlights the Babylonians' foresight and their ability to plan for both everyday needs and emergencies. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of these tunnels is their connection to religious and secret rituals. Some historians believe that certain passages were used exclusively by priests for ceremonies dedicated to the gods. These hidden spaces may have been where sacred objects were stored or where rituals were performed away from the public eye. The idea of secret tunnels adds an air of mystery to Babylon's spiritual practices, suggesting that not all aspects of their religion were meant to be seen by everyone. The construction of these tunnels was no small feat. Babylon's engineers had to account for the city's complex layout, ensuring that the tunnels were both functional and stable. They used advanced techniques to prevent collapses and flooding, showcasing their mastery of both architecture and hydrology. The fact that remnants of these tunnels have survived to this day is a testament to their skill and the durability of their work. As we explore these underground passages, we're reminded that Babylon's greatness wasn't just visible in its towering monuments and grand palaces. It was also hidden beneath the surface, in the intricate systems that supported the city's daily life and spiritual practices. The tunnels of Babylon are a reminder that even the most advanced civilizations rely on both the seen and the unseen to thrive. Next, we'll turn our attention to one of history's most enduring questions: what led to the fall of this magnificent empire? The decline of Babylon is a story of intrigue, conflict, and mystery, and it's one we'll unravel in the next section. Now, as we step out of the shadows of Babylon's underground tunnels, we find ourselves facing one of history's greatest enigmas: the fall of this once mighty empire. What caused Babylon, a city that seemed invincible in its glory, to crumble and fade into the annals of history? The answer, as it turns out, is as complex as the city itself. One of the most widely accepted theories points to external invasions. Babylon's strategic location made it a target for powerful empires seeking to expand their territories. The Persian Empire, under the leadership of Cyrus the Great, is often credited with delivering the final blow. In the year 539 before the Common Era, Cyrus's forces entered Babylon, reportedly without a fight. Some accounts suggest that the city's gates were left open, either due to internal betrayal or a lack of resistance. This marked the end of Babylon's independence as it became part of the Persian Empire. However, invasions alone don't tell the full story. Internal strife also played a significant role in Babylon's decline. the empire faced political instability with power struggles and weak leadership weakening its foundations. Corruption and mismanagement may have eroded public trust and disrupted the efficient administration that once made Babylon a thriving metropolis. Without strong leadership, the empire struggled to maintain its vast territories and protect its people. Environmental factors further compounded Babylon's challenges. The region's reliance on the Euphrates River for agriculture and daily life made it vulnerable to changes in water availability. Over time, shifts in the river's course combined with poor irrigation practices may have led to soil degradation and reduced agricultural productivity. This environmental strain would have placed additional pressure on an already struggling empire, contributing to its eventual collapse. Yet, despite these theories, the fall of Babylon remains a historical puzzle. Some historians argue that it wasn't a single event but a combination of factors that led to its decline. Others suggest that cultural and societal changes, such as shifts in religious practices or the rise of new trade routes, played a role in diminishing Babylon's influence. The truth is, we may never fully understand all the forces at play. What we do know is that Babylon's fall marked the end of an era. Its legacy, however, endured. The city's innovations in law, architecture, and astronomy continued to influence civilizations long after its decline. Even in its fall, Babylon left behind a story that continues to captivate historians and archaeologists, reminding us that even the greatest empires are not immune to the passage of time. As we move forward, we'll explore how Babylon's influence extended far beyond its borders, shaping the way we measure time and organize our world. The next secret reveals how this ancient civilization laid the groundwork for modern timekeeping, a legacy that still impacts our lives today. Now, let's turn our attention to a legacy of Babylon that quietly shapes our daily lives: timekeeping. You might not realize it, but every time you glance at a clock or set an alarm, you're tapping into a system that traces its roots back to this ancient civilization. Babylon's influence on how we measure time is one of its most enduring contributions, and it all starts with their unique numerical system. The Babylonians were pioneers in mathematics, and their use of a base 60 system, also known as the sexagesimal system, was revolutionary. Unlike the base 10 system we use today, which is based on the number 10, the Babylonians divided their calculations into units of 60. This might seem unusual at first, but it had practical advantages. 60 is a highly divisible number, making it easier to split into fractions without complicated calculations. For example, 60 can be divided evenly by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15, 20, and 30. This flexibility made it ideal for measurements, including time. So, how did this system shape modern timekeeping? The answer lies in the way we divide hours and minutes. The Babylonians divided a full day into 24 hours, each hour into 60 minutes, and each minute into 60 seconds. This structure, which we still use today, was directly inspired by their base 60 system. Even the concept of a circle being divided into 360 degrees comes from Babylonian astronomy, where they used this system to track the movement of celestial bodies. But why did the Babylonians choose 60 in the first place? Some historians believe it was influenced by their observations of the heavens. The number 60 appears frequently in astronomical cycles, such as the 60-year cycle of Jupiter and the 60-day period between solstices. Others suggest it was a practical choice, as it allowed for easier trade and commerce across their vast empire. Whatever the reason, their system proved so effective that it was adopted and adapted by later civilizations, including the Greeks and Romans, before becoming a cornerstone of modern timekeeping. It's fascinating to think that something as fundamental as the way we measure time has its origins in the ancient world. Every time you check the clock, you're connecting with a tradition that began thousands of years ago in the heart of Babylon. This is just one example of how this ancient civilization continues to influence our lives in ways we might not even realize. As we move forward, we'll uncover another layer of Babylon's rich history, its pantheon of gods, and the rituals that define their spiritual world. The next secret takes us into the realm of the divine, where the enigmatic Babylonian gods held sway over every aspect of life. Now, let's step into the sacred world of Babylon, where gods and goddesses ruled over every aspect of life, from the heavens above to the earth below. The Babylonian pantheon was vast and complex, filled with deities who embodied the forces of nature, human emotions, and the mysteries of existence. While some, like Marduk, the chief god of Babylon, are well known, there are many lesser-known gods whose stories and rituals reveal the depth of Babylonian spirituality. One such deity is Nergal, the god of war, pestilence, and the underworld. Often depicted with a lion's head or holding a mace, Nergal was both feared and revered. He was believed to control the fate of the dead, ruling over the dark realm of the afterlife. Yet, despite his fearsome reputation, Nergal was also seen as a protector, defending Babylon from its enemies. Rituals honoring Nergal often involved offerings of food and drink, as well as ceremonies to appease his wrath and seek his favor in times of conflict. Another intriguing figure is Ishtar, the goddess of love, fertility, and war. While Ishtar is sometimes recognized in broader ancient mythology, her role in Babylonian culture was particularly profound. She was celebrated in festivals that included music, dance, and processions, symbolizing the renewal of life and the cycles of nature. One of the most famous myths involving Ishtar tells of her descent into the underworld, where she faced trials to prove her devotion and power. This story not only highlights her dual nature as both a life-giver and a warrior, but also reflects the Babylonian understanding of balance and duality in the universe. Then there's E, the god of wisdom and water, who was believed to have created humanity from clay. E was often depicted with streams of water flowing from his shoulders, symbolizing his connection to the life-giving rivers of Mesopotamia. As the patron of craftsmen and magicians, E was invoked in rituals for healing, protection, and guidance. His wisdom was sought in matters of law and governance, making him a central figure in both spiritual and practical aspects of Babylonian life. The worship of these gods was deeply intertwined with daily life. Temples or ziggurats served as the focal points of religious activity, where priests conducted elaborate ceremonies to honor the deities. Offerings of food, incense, and precious goods were made to ensure the gods' favor, while festivals brought communities together in celebration and devotion. These rituals weren't just acts of worship, they were a way for the Babylonians to connect with the divine and maintain harmony in their world. As we explore these lesser-known gods, it's clear that the Babylonian pantheon was more than just a collection of myths. It was a reflection of their understanding of the universe, their fears, and their hopes. Each deity played a role in shaping the culture and identity of Babylon, leaving a legacy that continues to fascinate us today. Next, we'll uncover another layer of Babylon's mysteries, its hidden trade routes, and the secrets they carried across the ancient world. Now, let's journey beyond the temples and into the bustling markets of Babylon, where the city's wealth and influence stretched far beyond its walls. Babylon wasn't just a center of religion and culture, it was also a hub of commerce connected to distant lands through a web of hidden trade routes. These routes were the lifeblood of the empire, carrying goods, ideas, and people across vast distances, shaping Babylon into a thriving metropolis at the heart of the ancient world. At the heart of Babylon's trade network were its rivers, the Tigris and Euphrates. These waterways served as natural highways, allowing merchants to transport goods like grains, textiles, and precious metals with ease. But the Babylonians didn't stop there. They built an intricate system of roads and canals, connecting their cities to far-off regions like Anatolia, the Indus Valley, and even the Mediterranean coast. These routes weren't just about moving goods, they were about forging relationships with neighboring civilizations, exchanging knowledge, and securing Babylon's place as a dominant power. One of the most prized commodities traded by the Babylonians was lapis lazuli, a deep blue stone mined in modern-day Afghanistan. This gemstone was highly valued for its beauty and rarity, often used in jewelry, amulets, and even royal seals. Alongside lapis lazuli, Babylon exported textiles, pottery, and agricultural products, while importing luxury items like ivory, spices, and cedar wood from distant lands. These goods didn't just enrich Babylon's economy, they also influenced its art, architecture, and daily life, creating a vibrant cultural exchange that spanned continents. But trade wasn't just about material wealth. Along these routes traveled ideas, technologies, and even religious beliefs. Babylonian merchants brought back knowledge of advanced irrigation techniques from the Indus Valley, while their own innovations in mathematics and astronomy spread to other civilizations. The exchange of cuneiform tablets and legal codes like the Code of Hammurabi helped shape the legal systems of neighboring cultures. In this way, Babylon's trade routes became conduits of progress, spreading the seeds of civilization far and wide. Perhaps one of the most fascinating aspects of Babylon's trade network was its secrecy. Merchants often guarded their routes and methods closely, using coded maps and trusted intermediaries to protect their interests. This secrecy wasn't just about competition, it was also a way to safeguard the empire's wealth and stability. By controlling access to key resources and trade hubs, Babylon maintained its dominance in the region, ensuring its prosperity for centuries. As we trace the paths of these ancient traders, it's clear that Babylon's hidden trade routes were more than just economic lifelines. They were the threads that wove together the fabric of the ancient world, connecting distant cultures and shaping the course of history. Next, we'll delve into the legends and mysteries surrounding the so-called Curse of Babylon and the tales of misfortune that have haunted its ruins for millennia. Now, as we step away from the bustling markets and hidden trade routes, we find ourselves drawn into the shadowy realm of myth and mystery. The Curse of Babylon is a tale that has echoed through the ages, whispered among archaeologists, historians, and adventurers alike. It's a story that intertwines the grandeur of Babylon's past with the eerie notion that disturbing its ruins might bring about misfortune, or worse. The idea of a curse tied to Babylon isn't just a modern invention. Ancient texts and inscriptions hint at warnings left by the Babylonians themselves, as if to protect their sacred sites from desecration. One of the most famous examples comes from the reign of Nebuchadnezzar II, who reportedly inscribed curses on the walls of his grand structures, threatening divine retribution against anyone who dared to deface or destroy them. These curses weren't mere words, they were believed to carry the weight of the gods, a powerful deterrent in a society deeply rooted in spirituality. Fast forward to the modern era, and the legend of the curse takes on a new life. In the 19th century, as European explorers and archaeologists began excavating Babylon's ruins, stories of strange occurrences started to surface. Some claimed that those who removed artifacts from the site faced inexplicable accidents, illnesses, or even untimely deaths. One such tale involves a British archaeologist who, after taking a fragment of the Ishtar Gate back to England, reportedly suffered a series of personal and professional misfortunes. Whether coincidence or curse, these stories added fuel to the belief that Babylon's ruins were protected by forces beyond human understanding. But is there any truth to these tales? Skeptics argue that the so-called curse is nothing more than a blend of superstition and selective storytelling. After all, many who excavated or studied Babylon's ruins lived long, successful lives without incident. Yet, the persistence of these stories suggests something deeper, a cultural fascination with the idea that the past holds power over the present. For many, the Curse of Babylon isn't just about bad luck. It's a reminder of the respect owed to ancient civilizations and the mysteries they left behind. As we reflect on these legends, it's worth considering what they reveal about our relationship with history. The curse of Babylon, whether real or imagined, serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that the past is not just a collection of artifacts but a living, breathing legacy that demands reverence. And as we move forward, we'll uncover another layer of Babylon's enigmatic history, the powerful women who shaped its destiny, from queens to priestesses, whose stories have often been overshadowed by the men of their time. Now, as we leave behind the whispers of curses and legends, let's turn our attention to a different kind of power, one that shaped Babylon from within. The story of Babylon isn't just about kings and conquerors. It's also about the remarkable women who ruled, influenced, and left their mark on this ancient empire. These forgotten queens, often overshadowed by their male counterparts, played pivotal roles in shaping Babylon's destiny, and their legacies deserve to be remembered. One of the most fascinating figures is Queen Semiramis, a name that has become almost legendary. While much of her story is shrouded in myth, historians believe she was a real queen who ruled Babylon with both intelligence and ambition. According to ancient accounts, Semiramis was not only a skilled military strategist but also a visionary builder. She is credited with overseeing the construction of some of Babylon's most iconic structures, including its famed irrigation systems and defensive walls. Her leadership extended beyond the battlefield and into the heart of the empire, where she implemented policies that strengthened Babylon's economy and infrastructure. But Semiramis wasn't the only influential woman in Babylon's history. Another notable figure is Queen Adad-Gupi, the mother of King Nabonidus, one of Babylon's last rulers. Adad-Gupi was a powerful political figure in her own right, known for her deep religious devotion and her role in restoring the worship of the moon god Sin. Her influence over her son's reign was significant, and she played a key part in shaping the religious and cultural landscape of Babylon during its final years. Then there were the priestesses, women who wielded spiritual and political power in a society where religion and governance were deeply intertwined. These women served as intermediaries between the gods and the people, performing sacred rituals and advising kings on matters of state. Their roles were not merely ceremonial, they were central to maintaining the spiritual and social order of Babylon. What makes these women so extraordinary is not just their individual achievements but the fact that they thrived in a world dominated by men. Their stories challenge the notion that ancient societies were exclusively patriarchal, revealing a more complex and nuanced picture of power dynamics. These queens and priestesses were not just figureheads, they were active participants in the governance, culture, and survival of Babylon. As we uncover the stories of these forgotten queens, we gain a deeper understanding of Babylon's rich and multifaceted history. Their contributions remind us that the legacy of an empire is not built by kings alone, but by the collective efforts of all who shaped its destiny. And as we move forward, we'll explore another fascinating aspect of Babylon's culture, one that governed the rhythm of daily life and the cycles of nature, the secrets of the Babylonian calendar. Now, as we step away from the powerful queens who shaped Babylon's history, let's turn our gaze to the skies where the Babylonians found not just inspiration but a way to measure time itself. The Babylonian calendar is one of the most fascinating systems ever created, a testament to their advanced understanding of astronomy and their deep connection to the rhythms of nature. At the heart of this calendar was the moon. Unlike the solar-based calendars we use today, the Babylonian calendar was lunar, meaning it was based on the cycles of the moon. Each month began with the first sighting of the new moon, a moment that was both a scientific observation and a sacred event. This lunar cycle divided the year into 12 months, each lasting about 29 or 30 days. But here's where it gets interesting. Because the lunar year is shorter than the solar year, the Babylonians had to find a way to keep their calendar in sync with the seasons. To solve this, they introduced an ingenious system of intercalation, adding an extra month every few years. This ensured that their calendar stayed aligned with the agricultural cycles, which were crucial for planting and harvesting crops. Imagine the precision required to track these cycles without modern tools. The Babylonians didn't just rely on observation. They developed mathematical models to predict lunar phases and eclipses with remarkable accuracy. But the calendar wasn't just a tool for farming, it was deeply intertwined with religion. Each month was associated with specific gods and festivals, and the timing of these events was meticulously planned. For example, the New Year festival, known as a Kittu, was one of the most important celebrations in Babylon. It marked the beginning of the agricultural year and was a time for rituals, processions, and offerings to the gods. The calendar dictated not just when to plant crops but also when to honor the divine. What's truly remarkable is how the Babylonian calendar influenced later civilizations. Their system of dividing time into months and weeks with 7-day weeks is still in use today. Even the names of our days of the week can be traced back to Babylonian astronomy, with each day dedicated to a celestial body or deity. As we unravel the secrets of the Babylonian calendar, we see a civilization that was not only advanced in its scientific knowledge, but also deeply connected to the natural and spiritual world. Their calendar was more than a way to mark time. It was a reflection of their understanding of the universe and their place within it. And as we move forward, we'll uncover another layer of Babylon's mysteries, this time hidden beneath the earth itself. Now, as we leave the celestial wonders of the Babylonian calendar behind, let's descend into the realm of tangible treasures, artifacts that once defined the grandeur of Babylon, but have since vanished into the shadows of history. Among these lost relics, one of the most iconic is the Lion of Babylon, a symbol of power and resilience that has captivated historians and archaeologists alike. The Lion of Babylon, a massive basalt statue depicting a lion standing over a fallen man, was more than just a work of art. It was a testament to the city's strength and its ruler's authority. Believed to have been created during the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar II, the statue stood as a guardian of the city, embodying the might of Babylon's empire. But today, its exact location remains a mystery, lost to time or perhaps hidden away in some private collection. Another artifact that has sparked intrigue is the so-called Dragon of Babylon, a mythical creature depicted in ancient reliefs and inscriptions. This dragon, often associated with the god Marduk, symbolized divine protection and the cosmic order upheld by Babylon's deities. While fragments of these depictions have been found, the full extent of their original form and significance has been obscured by centuries of looting and destruction. Then there are the countless smaller artifacts, jewelry, pottery, and tablets inscribed with cuneiform that have been scattered across the globe. Many of these items were taken during the colonial era, when European explorers and archaeologists removed vast quantities of Babylonian treasures. Some ended up in museums, while others disappeared into private hands, their stories and cultural context lost along the way. The loss of these artifacts is more than just a historical tragedy, it's a cultural one. Each piece held clues to the daily lives, beliefs, and achievements of the Babylonian people. For instance, the cuneiform tablets could have revealed untold stories, laws, or scientific discoveries. The jewelry and pottery might have offered insights into the craftsmanship and trade networks of the time. Efforts to recover these lost treasures have been ongoing, with archaeologists and historians piecing together fragments of evidence to reconstruct Babylon's legacy. Some artifacts have been repatriated to their homeland, while others remain elusive, their whereabouts unknown. The search for these lost relics is not just about reclaiming physical objects, it's about reclaiming a piece of human history. As we reflect on Babylon's lost artifacts, we're reminded of the fragility of cultural heritage and the importance of preserving what remains. These treasures, whether found or still missing, are a bridge to the past, offering us a glimpse into a civilization that shaped the world in ways we're still uncovering. And as we continue our journey through the secrets of Babylon, We'll next explore the role of magic and divination in this ancient society, a world where the mystical and the mundane were deeply intertwined. Now, as we step away from the tangible remnants of Babylon's past, let's venture into a world where the mystical and the divine held sway. A world where magic and divination were not just practices but integral parts of daily life. In Babylon, magic was far more than superstition. It was a sophisticated system of belief that connected the people to their gods and the unseen forces that shaped their world. At the heart of Babylonian magic were the priests who served as intermediaries between the mortal realm and the divine. These priests were not only spiritual leaders but also skilled practitioners of rituals and spells designed to influence the gods, ward off evil, and ensure prosperity. They believed that every aspect of life, from the harvest to the health of the king, could be influenced through the proper use of magic. One of the most fascinating aspects of Babylonian magic was its reliance on divination, the practice of seeking knowledge of the future or the will of the gods through signs and omens. The Babylonians were masters of this art, interpreting everything from the flight patterns of birds to the markings on animal livers. They even developed detailed manuals known as omen texts, which catalogued thousands of possible signs and their meanings. These texts were consulted by priests and rulers alike, guiding decisions in matters of war, governance, and personal affairs. Spells and incantations were another cornerstone of Babylonian magic. These were often written on clay tablets in cuneiform and used for a variety of purposes, from healing the sick to protecting homes from malevolent spirits. Some spells were simple, calling on the power of a specific god, while others were elaborate rituals involving offerings, chants, and symbolic actions. For example, a spell to cure an illness might involve reciting a prayer to the god of healing while burning herbs and placing a figurine of the patient in a sacred space. The Babylonians also believed in the power of amulets and talismans, objects imbued with magical properties to protect or empower their wearers. These items were often inscribed with symbols or prayers and worn as jewelry or carried in pouches. Even the famous Ishtar Gate, with its intricate designs and symbols, was believed to have protective magical qualities, safeguarding the city from harm. But magic in Babylon wasn't just about controlling the gods or predicting the future. It was also a way of understanding the world. The Babylonians saw magic as a natural force, as real and as powerful as the wind or the rain. It was a tool for navigating the uncertainties of life, a means of finding order in a chaotic universe. As we explore the role of magic in Babylonian society, we're reminded of how deeply intertwined the spiritual and the practical were in this ancient civilization. Magic wasn't just a belief system, it was a way of life, shaping everything from personal decisions to the fate of empires. And as we continue our journey through the secrets of Babylon, we'll next uncover the engineering marvels that made this city a wonder of the ancient world, a testament to human ingenuity and ambition. Now, shifting our focus from the mystical to the tangible, let's marvel at the ingenuity of Babylon's engineering feats. This ancient city wasn't just a hub of spiritual and magical practices, it was also a testament to human innovation and ambition. Babylon's engineers were pioneers of their time, creating systems and structures that not only served practical purposes, but also stood as symbols of the city's grandeur and sophistication. At the heart of Babylon's success was its advanced irrigation system. The city was built along the fertile banks of the Euphrates River, but its engineers didn't rely solely on nature's bounty. They constructed an intricate network of canals, reservoirs, and water channels that allowed them to control the flow of water, ensuring a steady supply for agriculture and daily use. This system transformed the arid landscape into a thriving agricultural hub, supporting a population that numbered in the hundreds of thousands. The canals also served as vital trade routes, connecting Babylon to distant regions and facilitating the exchange of goods and ideas. But Babylon's engineering prowess didn't stop at water management. The city's urban planning was equally remarkable. Babylon was designed with precision, featuring wide, straight streets that intersected at right angles, a layout that was centuries ahead of its time. The city was divided into distinct districts, each with its own purpose, from residential areas to bustling marketplaces and grand temples. At the center of it all stood the royal palace, a sprawling complex that showcased the wealth and power of Babylon's rulers. One of the most iconic examples of Babylonian architecture is the Ishtar Gate, a monumental entrance adorned with vibrant blue glazed bricks and intricate reliefs of lions, dragons, and bulls. This gate wasn't just a defensive structure, it was a symbol of Babylon's might and a testament to the skill of its craftsmen. The gate's construction required precise engineering and artistic mastery, blending form and function in a way that continues to inspire awe today. Babylon's engineers also excelled in creating monumental structures that pushed the boundaries of what was possible. The city's ziggurats, massive step temples dedicated to the gods, were feats of both engineering and devotion. The most famous of these was the Etemenanke, believed by some to be the inspiration for the biblical Tower of Babel. These towering structures were built using millions of bricks, carefully layered and reinforced to withstand the test of time. What's truly remarkable about Babylon's engineering is how it reflected the city's values and priorities. Every canal, street, and temple was designed not just for utility, but also to inspire awe and reinforce the power of the gods and the king. The Babylonians understood that engineering wasn't just about solving practical problems. It was about shaping the world in a way that reflected their vision of order, beauty, and divine favor. As we reflect on Babylon's engineering marvels, we're reminded of the enduring legacy of this ancient civilization. Their innovations laid the groundwork for future generations, influencing everything from urban planning to architectural design. And as we continue our journey through the secrets of Babylon, we'll next explore the mystery of its population, how this ancient city sustained such a vast number of people, and what it reveals about life in one of history's greatest civilizations. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most fascinating aspects of Babylon, its population. At its peak, Babylon was one of the largest cities in the ancient world, a bustling metropolis teeming with life. Historians estimate that the city was home to anywhere between 200,000 and 500,000 people, a staggering number for its time. To put that into perspective, imagine a city as populous as modern-day Miami or New Orleans thriving over 2,500 years ago. This scale of urbanization was unprecedented, and it raises the question, how did Babylon manage to sustain such a massive population? The answer lies in the city's advanced infrastructure and agricultural systems. As we've already explored, Babylon's engineers created an intricate network of canals and irrigation systems that transformed the surrounding desert into fertile farmland. This allowed the city to produce enough food to feed its inhabitants, even as its population grew. But feeding hundreds of thousands of people wasn't the only challenge. Babylon also had to provide clean water, manage waste, and maintain order in a densely packed urban environment. The city's planners rose to the occasion, designing streets, markets, and residential areas that maximized space and efficiency. What's even more remarkable is how Babylon's population compared to other ancient cities. For example, Athens, one of the most famous cities of antiquity, had a population of around 100,000 at its height, less than half of Babylon's estimated size. Even Rome, at the height of its power, didn't reach Babylon's population until centuries later. This makes Babylon not just a marvel of its time, but a precursor to the massive urban centers we see today. However, sustaining such a large population came with its own set of challenges. Disease, for instance, was a constant threat in a city where people lived in close quarters. Babylon's rulers had to implement strict hygiene practices and build public baths to mitigate the spread of illness. Social tensions were another concern, as the city's diverse population included people from different regions, cultures, and social classes. Managing these dynamics required a delicate balance of diplomacy, law enforcement, and cultural integration. Despite these challenges, Babylon thrived for centuries, a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of its people. The city's ability to sustain such a large population speaks volumes about its organizational skills, technological advancements, and the sheer determination of its inhabitants. It's a reminder that even in the ancient world, human ambition and innovation could overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. As we continue to uncover the secrets of Babylon, we'll next explore the stories of hidden treasures rumored to lie within its ruins, gold, jewels, and sacred relics that have captivated explorers and historians for centuries. What might these treasures reveal about the wealth and splendor of this ancient city? Let's find out. Now, let's shift our focus to one of the most tantalizing mysteries of Babylon, its hidden treasures. For centuries, stories of vast riches buried beneath the city's ruins have captured the imagination of explorers, historians, and treasure hunters alike. From gleaming gold and precious jewels to sacred relics of immense cultural significance, the treasures of Babylon are said to rival the wealth of kings. But what exactly are these treasures, and why have they remained so elusive? One of the most famous legends revolves around the fabled treasures of the Babylonian kings. Historical accounts describe palaces filled with gold, silver, and gemstones, as well as intricate artifacts crafted by the finest artisans of the time. The Ishtar Gate, for instance, was adorned with glazed bricks featuring images of lions, dragons, and bulls, all inlaid with vibrant colors and precious materials. While much of the gate has been reconstructed in museums, many believe that even more of its treasures lie undiscovered beneath the sands of time. Another intriguing tale involves the sacred relics of Babylon's temples. Temples like the Esagila, dedicated to the god Marduk, were said to house priceless objects of worship, including statues, ceremonial vessels, and tablets inscribed with prayers and rituals. These items were not only valuable but also held deep spiritual significance for the Babylonians. Over the centuries, as the city fell into decline, many of these relics were lost, stolen, or buried, leaving behind a trail of mystery and speculation. The search for Babylon's hidden treasures has been a long and often frustrating endeavor. In the 19th century, European explorers and archaeologists began excavating the ruins of Babylon, hoping to uncover its legendary wealth. Among them was the German archaeologist Robert Koldewey, who led extensive excavations in the early 20th century. While he unearthed remarkable artifacts, including parts of the Ishtar Gate and the processional way, many of the city's most valuable treasures remained out of reach. Modern efforts to locate Babylon's hidden riches have been equally challenging. Political instability, looting, and the passage of time have all taken their toll on the ancient city. Yet, the allure of Babylon's treasures continues to inspire new generations of explorers. Advanced technologies like ground-penetrating radar and satellite imaging have offered fresh hope, allowing researchers to scan beneath the surface without disturbing the fragile ruins. Still, the question remains, will we ever uncover the full extent of Babylon's hidden wealth? As we ponder this mystery, it's worth considering what these treasures might reveal about Babylon's history and culture. Beyond their material value, they offer a glimpse into the artistry, spirituality, and ambition of one of the ancient world's greatest civilizations. Whether they lie buried beneath the sands or have been lost to history, the treasures of Babylon continue to captivate our imagination, reminding us of the enduring legacy of this remarkable city. Next, we'll delve into the Babylonian flood myth, a story that echoes across cultures and centuries, offering insights into how the Babylonians understood the world and their place within it. What can this ancient tale teach us about their beliefs and values? Let's explore. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most fascinating tales from ancient Babylon, the Babylonian flood myth. This story, found in the Epic of Gilgamesh, is one of the oldest recorded flood narratives in human history. predating even the biblical story of Noah's Ark. But what makes this myth so compelling, and how does it compare to other flood stories from around the world? In the Epic of Gilgamesh, the hero Utnapishtim is warned by the god E of an impending flood meant to destroy humanity. Instructed to build a massive boat, Utnapishtim gathers his family, animals, and craftsmen to survive the deluge. After the floodwaters recede, he releases a dove, a swallow, and a raven to find dry land, a sequence strikingly similar to the story of Noah in the Bible. These parallels have led many to wonder if these stories share a common origin, or if they reflect universal human experiences with catastrophic floods. The Babylonian flood myth isn't just a tale of survival, it's a window into how the Babylonians understood their world. For them, the flood was a divine punishment, a reminder of the gods' power and humanity's vulnerability. Yet, it also carried a message of hope. Utnapishtim's survival and eventual immortality suggest that even in the face of destruction, renewal and redemption are possible. This duality of destruction and rebirth is a theme that resonates across many cultures, from the Mesopotamian flood myths to the Hindu story of Manu and the Great Deluge. What's particularly intriguing is how these flood stories reflect the environments in which they were created. Babylon, situated between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, was no stranger to devastating floods. The myth likely served as both an explanation for these natural disasters and a way to impart moral lessons about obedience to the gods and the consequences of human arrogance. In this way, the Babylonian flood myth wasn't just a story, it was a cultural tool, shaping how people understood their relationship with the divine and the natural world. Comparing the Babylonian flood myth to other flood narratives reveals fascinating similarities and differences. While the story of Noah emphasizes a covenant between God and humanity, the Babylonian version focuses more on the capricious nature of the gods. Yet, both stories share a common thread, the idea that humanity can be both punished and saved, destroyed and renewed. This universal theme speaks to the shared human experience of grappling with forces beyond our control and finding meaning in the aftermath. As we reflect on the Babylonian flood myth, it's clear that this ancient story holds more than just historical significance. It offers a glimpse into the values, fears, and hopes of one of the world's earliest civilizations. Whether as a cautionary tale or a source of inspiration, the flood myth continues to resonate, reminding us of the enduring power of storytelling to connect us across time and cultures. Next, we'll explore how Babylon's influence extended beyond its myths and into the very fabric of language, shaping the way we communicate even today. How did Babylonian cuneiform leave its mark on the world? Let's find out. Now, let's shift our focus to a legacy of Babylon that continues to shape the way we communicate today, its profound influence on language. At the heart of this influence lies cuneiform, one of the earliest known systems of writing. Developed by the Sumerians and later adopted by the Babylonians, cuneiform wasn't just a tool for record keeping. It was a revolutionary step in human history, paving the way for the written word as we know it. Cuneiform, meaning wedge-shaped, was created by pressing a reed stylus into soft clay tablets, leaving behind distinct wedge-like marks. What began as a simple method for tracking goods and transactions evolved into a complex system capable of recording laws, literature, and even personal correspondence. The Code of Hammurabi, for instance, was inscribed in cuneiform, ensuring that Babylonian laws were preserved for future generations. This system of writing allowed the Babylonians to document their achievements, beliefs, and daily life in unprecedented detail, creating a lasting record of their civilization. But the impact of cuneiform didn't stop at Babylon's borders. As one of the earliest writing systems, it influenced the development of other scripts, including those used by the Assyrians, Hittites, and Persians. Even the alphabets of later civilizations, such as the Phoenician script, owe a debt to the innovations of cuneiform. By providing a model for recording language, Babylonian cuneiform laid the groundwork for the written communication systems that followed, shaping the way societies documented their histories and shared knowledge. One of the most remarkable aspects of cuneiform is its role in preserving historical records. Through these clay tablets, we've gained insights into Babylonian trade, diplomacy, and even personal letters. For example, the Amarna letters, a collection of diplomatic correspondence between Babylonian rulers and their neighbors, offer a glimpse into the political dynamics of the ancient Near East. Without cuneiform, much of this history would have been lost to time, leaving us with only fragments of understanding about this influential civilization. The legacy of Babylonian cuneiform extends beyond its historical significance. It reminds us of the power of writing to transcend time and space, connecting us to the thoughts and experiences of people who lived thousands of years ago. As we continue to uncover and decipher these ancient texts, we gain a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity of the Babylonians and their contributions to the development of human communication. Next, we'll turn our attention to another marvel of Babylonian engineering, the legendary walls of Babylon. Were they truly as impenetrable as history claims? Let's uncover the secrets behind these ancient fortifications. Now, let's step into the shadow of one of Babylon's most iconic structures, the legendary walls that encircled the city. These walls weren't just a feat of engineering, they were a symbol of Babylon's power and ambition. But were they truly as impenetrable as ancient historians claimed? Let's peel back the layers of myth and history to uncover the truth. The walls of Babylon were described by ancient writers, including Herodotus, as being so massive that they could rival the wonders of the world. According to these accounts, the walls stretched for miles, towering high enough to make any invader think twice. Some sources even claimed they were wide enough at the top to allow chariots to race side by side. While these descriptions may sound exaggerated, they highlight the awe these walls inspired in those who saw them. The construction of these walls was a monumental undertaking. Built primarily from baked bricks and bitumen, a natural tar-like substance, the walls were designed to withstand both time and attack. The Babylonians used advanced techniques for their era, layering bricks and reinforcing the structure to ensure durability. The Ishtar Gate, one of the most famous entrances through these walls, was adorned with vibrant blue glazed tiles and intricate reliefs of lions, dragons, and bulls, showcasing the city's artistic and architectural prowess. But were the walls truly impenetrable? While they were undoubtedly formidable, their reputation as an unbreakable barrier may have been more myth than reality. Historical records suggest that Babylon fell to invaders more than once, including the Persians under Cyrus the Great. Some scholars argue that the city's defenses were compromised not by the walls themselves but by internal factors, such as betrayal or strategic oversights. Others believe that the walls were simply too vast to be fully manned, leaving weak points that could be exploited. Despite these vulnerabilities, the walls of Babylon remain a testament to the city's ingenuity and determination. They were more than just a physical barrier. They were a statement of Babylon's dominance and a reflection of its rulers' desire to protect and immortalize their legacy. Even today, the remnants of these walls inspire wonder, reminding us of the grandeur of this ancient civilization. As we move forward, let's explore another hidden aspect of Babylon, the secret rituals that shaped its spiritual and cultural life. What mysteries lie behind the ceremonies performed within these walls? Stay with us as we uncover the next chapter in Babylon's fascinating story. Now, let's step into the heart of Babylon's spiritual life, where the veil between the divine and the mortal was lifted through elaborate and secretive rituals. These ceremonies were not just acts of worship, they were the lifeblood of Babylonian culture, connecting the people to their gods, their rulers, and the cycles of nature. What were these rituals and what secrets did they hold? Let's uncover the mysteries of Babylon's hidden ceremonies. At the center of Babylonian religious life were the grand ceremonies dedicated to their pantheon of gods. Marduk, the chief deity, was honored with rituals that showcased the city's devotion and power. One of the most significant was the Akitu festival, a 12-day celebration marking the Babylonian New Year. During this time, the statue of Marduk was paraded through the streets, accompanied by music, dancing, and offerings. The festival wasn't just a religious event. It was a reaffirmation of the king's divine right to rule, as he participated in rituals that symbolized his bond with the gods. These ceremonies were steeped in symbolism, from the reenactment of Marduk's victory over chaos to the renewal of the king's authority, ensuring the stability of the empire. Royal coronations were another cornerstone of Babylonian ritual life. When a new king ascended the throne, the ceremonies were designed to legitimize his rule and align him with the divine. The king would undergo purification rites, offer sacrifices, and receive blessings from the priests. One of the most intriguing aspects of these rituals was the sacred marriage ceremony, where the king would symbolically marry the goddess Ishtar, representing the union of earthly and divine power. This act was believed to ensure prosperity and fertility for the kingdom, reinforcing the king's role as the intermediary between the gods and his people. Seasonal festivals also played a vital role in Babylonian life, marking the passage of time and the rhythms of agriculture. The Zagmuk festival, for example, celebrated the winter solstice and the renewal of the sun's power. During this time, rituals were performed to ward off evil spirits and ensure a bountiful harvest. Another key event was the harvest festival, where offerings of grain, fruit, and livestock were made to the gods in gratitude for their blessings. These festivals were not only religious observances but also communal gatherings that strengthened social bonds and reinforced the shared identity of the Babylonian people. But what made these rituals truly secretive? Many of the ceremonies were conducted within the inner sanctums of temples, accessible only to priests and select members of the elite. The details of these rites were often kept hidden from the general population, adding an air of mystery and exclusivity. Some rituals involved divination, where priests interpreted omens and communicated with the gods to guide the kingdom's decisions. Others included purification rites, where participants cleansed themselves of impurities to prepare for sacred acts. These practices were believed to maintain cosmic order and ensure the favor of the gods. As we reflect on these hidden rituals, it's clear that they were more than just religious acts. They were the foundation of Babylonian society. They shaped the city's identity, reinforced its hierarchy, and connected its people to the divine. But the mysteries of Babylon don't end here. Next, we'll explore the role of slavery in this ancient empire, how it functioned, who it affected, and what it reveals about the complexities of Babylonian life. Stay with us as we continue to unravel the secrets of this fascinating civilization. Now, shifting our focus to the darker corners of Babylonian society, we uncover the complex and often overlooked role of slavery. Slavery was deeply woven into the fabric of Babylonian life, serving as a cornerstone of its economy and social structure. But who were these enslaved individuals, and how did they come to be part of this ancient empire? Let's delve into the mechanisms of slavery in Babylon and the lives of those who endured it. Slaves in Babylon were acquired through various means. Some were prisoners of war, captured during military campaigns and brought back to serve the empire. Others were born into slavery, inheriting their status from their parents. Debt slavery was also common, where individuals unable to repay loans would be forced into servitude until their debts were settled. This practice was regulated by the Code of Hammurabi, which outlined specific terms for debt repayment and the treatment of debt slaves. Interestingly, the code also allowed for the possibility of slaves eventually gaining their freedom, either through repayment or after a set period of service. The roles of slaves in Babylonian society were diverse and essential. They worked in households, performing domestic tasks such as cooking, cleaning, and childcare. In agriculture, they toiled in the fields, ensuring the empire's food supply. Slaves were also employed in construction, contributing to the building of Babylon's monumental architecture, including its famed walls and temples. Some even held specialized roles, such as scribes or artisans, showcasing that not all slaves were relegated to manual labor. Despite their status, slaves could sometimes earn wages or own property, though their freedoms were severely limited. The treatment of slaves was governed by strict laws, many of which were outlined in the Code of Hammurabi. While the code provided some protections, such as penalties for masters who mistreated or killed their slaves, it also reinforced the hierarchical nature of Babylonian society. Slaves were considered property, and their lives were largely controlled by their owners. However, there were instances where slaves could petition for better treatment or even freedom, particularly if they could prove they had been wrongfully enslaved. These legal avenues, though rare, highlight the complexities of slavery in Babylon and the occasional opportunities for justice. Slavery in Babylon was not just an economic necessity, it was a reflection of the empire's social and cultural values. It reinforced the power dynamics between the elite and the lower classes, while also providing a labor force that sustained the empire's growth and prosperity. Yet, the lives of slaves were marked by hardship and limited freedoms, a stark contrast to the grandeur and achievements often associated with Babylon. As we reflect on this aspect of Babylonian life, it's clear that slavery was a multifaceted institution, shaped by both necessity and the values of the time. But the story of Babylon doesn't end here. Next, we'll explore how this ancient civilization continues to influence modern culture, from its myths and legends to its enduring legacy in art, literature, and beyond. Stay with us as we uncover the final secrets of this remarkable empire. Now, as we step into the final chapter of our journey through Babylon's secrets, let's turn our gaze to the present. The echoes of this ancient empire are far from silent. They resonate deeply in the fabric of modern culture. From the pages of literature to the silver screen, Babylon's legacy continues to captivate and inspire. In literature, Babylon has served as a powerful symbol of grandeur, ambition, and sometimes downfall. Its towering ziggurats and legendary gardens have inspired countless authors, from classic works to contemporary novels. The city's mystique often represents the duality of human achievement and hubris, a theme that resonates across time. For instance, the biblical story of the Tower of Babel, rooted in Babylonian lore, has been reinterpreted in countless ways, exploring themes of unity, division, and the limits of human ambition. Art, too, has drawn heavily from Babylon's rich visual heritage. The intricate designs of the Ishtar Gate, with its vibrant blue tiles and symbolic animal figures, have influenced modern artists and designers. The gate's motifs can be seen echoed in everything from architectural details to fashion, a testament to Babylon's enduring aesthetic appeal. Even in the world of fine art, Babylon's themes of power, mythology, and mystery continue to inspire painters and sculptors, bridging the gap between ancient and modern creativity. When it comes to movies and video games, Babylon's influence is unmistakable. Its grandeur and mystique make it a favorite setting for epic tales. Films like The Exorcist and Alexander have used Babylon as a backdrop to evoke a sense of awe and otherworldliness. In video games, Babylon often appears as a sprawling, fantastical city, filled with secrets and challenges. Titles like Civilization and Assassin's Creed have brought the ancient empire to life, allowing players to explore its streets and unravel its mysteries in immersive ways. But Babylon's legacy isn't just confined to entertainment. Its influence extends to architecture, where its iconic ziggurats and arches have inspired modern design. The concept of monumental, awe-inspiring structures, much like the Hanging Gardens or the Tower of Babel, continues to shape how we think about urban spaces and skyscrapers today. Even in language, the Babylonian Cuneiform script, one of the earliest forms of writing, laid the groundwork for the alphabets and communication systems we use today. As we reflect on Babylon's enduring impact, it's clear that this ancient civilization is more than just a relic of the past. It's a living, breathing part of our cultural DNA, shaping how we tell stories, create art, and imagine the possibilities of human achievement. And with that, we've reached the end of our exploration of Babylon's secrets, but the story doesn't stop here. Stay tuned as we wrap up with a final reflection on the mysteries that still surround this remarkable empire. Now, let's take a closer look at how Babylon's myths and history have been reimagined and brought to life in modern media. The allure of this ancient civilization has made it a favorite subject for filmmakers, game developers, and storytellers, who often use its grandeur and mystery to craft compelling narratives. In cinema, Babylon has been portrayed as a city of both splendor and peril. Films like The Exorcist and Alexander have used its iconic imagery to evoke a sense of awe and otherworldliness. The towering ziggurats, bustling markets, and opulent palaces serve as backdrops for stories that explore themes of power, ambition, and the human condition. These depictions often blend historical elements with creative liberties, offering audiences a glimpse into a world that feels both familiar and fantastical. Video games, too, have embraced Babylon's mystique, transforming it into immersive digital landscapes. Titles like Civilization and Assassin's Creed allow players to step into the shoes of ancient Babylonians, navigating its streets, solving its mysteries, and even shaping its destiny. These games often draw on historical details, such as the city's architecture and cultural practices, while weaving in fantastical elements to enhance the experience. The result is a captivating blend of education and entertainment, bringing Babylon's legacy to a new generation. Television series and documentaries have also played a role in keeping Babylon's story alive. Shows like Babylon 5 borrow the city's name and themes to explore futuristic societies, drawing parallels between ancient and modern struggles for power and unity. Documentaries, on the other hand, delve into the archaeological discoveries and historical research that continue to shed light on this enigmatic civilization. These programs often highlight the challenges of uncovering Babylon's secrets, from deciphering cuneiform tablets to reconstructing its monumental structures. Even in literature, Babylon's influence persists. Modern authors frequently revisit its myths, such as the Tower of Babel, to explore timeless questions about language, ambition, and human connection. These retellings often reimagine the city as a metaphor for contemporary issues, from globalization to the pursuit of technological advancement. By adapting Babylon's stories, writers keep its legacy relevant, ensuring that its lessons and legends continue to resonate with readers today. As we explore Babylon's presence in popular media, it's clear that this ancient city is more than just a historical footnote. It's a source of endless inspiration, a canvas for creativity, and a reminder of humanity's enduring fascination with the past. And as we move forward, let's uncover how Babylon's architectural innovations have left their mark on the modern world. Now, let's turn our attention to how Babylon's architectural genius has shaped the world we live in today. The ancient city's innovative designs, from towering ziggurats to graceful arches, have left an indelible mark on modern architecture, influencing everything from skyscrapers to public spaces. One of Babylon's most iconic contributions is the ziggurat, a massive stepped structure that served as both a temple and a symbol of divine connection. These towering monuments, with their terraced levels and grand staircases, were designed to reach toward the heavens. Today, their influence can be seen in modern buildings that emphasize verticality and grandeur. For instance, the stepped designs of many contemporary skyscrapers, such as the famous Marina Bay Sands in Singapore, echo the ziggurat's layered aesthetic. These structures not only pay homage to Babylon's architectural vision, but also serve as a reminder of humanity's timeless desire to build upward and outward. Another enduring legacy of Babylonian architecture is the use of the arch. The Babylonians were among the first to master this structural innovation, using it to create gateways, bridges, and even underground tunnels. The Ishtar Gate, with its stunning arched entrance, is a prime example of their skill. This design principle, which distributes weight evenly and allows for larger, more open spaces, became a cornerstone of architectural engineering. Centuries later, the Romans adopted and refined the arch, and its influence can still be seen in modern bridges, cathedrals, and even stadiums. The arch's combination of strength and elegance continues to inspire architects around the world. Babylon's use of decorative elements has also left a lasting impression. The city's buildings were adorned with intricate glazed bricks, vibrant colors, and symbolic motifs, creating a sense of awe and wonder. This tradition of blending form and function lives on in contemporary architecture, where facades often feature artistic patterns and cultural references. For example, the use of mosaic tiles and ornamental designs in modern public spaces can be traced back to Babylon's emphasis on beauty and meaning in construction. Even urban planning owes a debt to Babylon. The city's grid-like layout, with its wide streets and organized districts, set a precedent for efficient city design. Modern metropolises from New York to Tokyo follow similar principles, prioritizing accessibility and functionality while incorporating elements of grandeur and artistry. Babylon's vision of a well-ordered, visually striking city continues to shape how we think about urban spaces today. As we reflect on Babylon's architectural legacy, it's clear that this ancient civilization was far ahead of its time. Their innovations not only transformed their own world, but also laid the foundation for countless architectural marvels that followed. From the ziggurat's towering heights to the arch's graceful curves, Babylon's influence is woven into the very fabric of our built environment. And as we move forward, let's uncover the enduring mysteries that still surround this remarkable city. As we delve deeper into the legacy of Babylon, it's impossible to ignore the enduring mysteries that still captivate historians and archaeologists alike. Despite centuries of study, this ancient civilization continues to hold secrets that defy explanation, leaving us with more questions than answers. What remains undiscovered beneath the sands of time? And why does Babylon's story still resonate so powerfully with us today? One of the most tantalizing mysteries is the true extent of Babylon's knowledge and achievements. While we've uncovered remarkable evidence of their advancements in astronomy, law, and architecture, much of their written records have been lost or destroyed. What groundbreaking ideas or discoveries might have been recorded in their vast libraries, now reduced to fragments? The possibility that Babylon's scholars may have developed concepts far ahead of their time fuels endless speculation and intrigue. Another enigma lies in the city's spiritual and religious practices. While we know about the worship of deities like Marduk and Ishtar, the full scope of their rituals and beliefs remains shrouded in mystery. Were there secret ceremonies or hidden temples that have yet to be discovered? The symbolic designs on structures like the Ishtar Gate hint at a deeper, more complex spiritual world that we've only begun to understand. Even the physical layout of Babylon holds unanswered questions. Despite extensive excavations, large portions of the city remain unexplored. What treasures or artifacts might still lie buried beneath the ruins? Could there be entire districts or structures that have eluded detection, waiting to reveal new insights into this ancient civilization? The potential for groundbreaking discoveries keeps archaeologists returning to Babylon, driven by the hope of uncovering its hidden truths. Perhaps the most enduring mystery is the city's ultimate fate. While we know Babylon fell to the Persians in the 6th century BC, the exact circumstances of its decline remain debated. Was it solely due to military conquest, or were there other factors at play, such as environmental changes or internal strife? The story of Babylon's fall is a reminder of how even the mightiest empires are not immune to the forces of time and change. Yet, despite these unanswered questions, Babylon's allure remains undiminished. Its blend of grandeur, innovation, and mystery continues to inspire and fascinate, drawing us into its story time and time again. For historians, archaeologists, and curious minds alike, Babylon represents a puzzle that may never be fully solved, a testament to the enduring power of human curiosity and the timeless appeal of the unknown. As we close this exploration, one thing is certain: Babylon's mysteries will continue to captivate us, inviting us to imagine what secrets still lie waiting to be uncovered. As we bring our journey through the secrets of Babylon to a close, it's clear that this ancient civilization was far more than just a city of bricks and mortar. From the debated location of the Hanging Gardens to the hidden clauses of Hammurabi's code, each revelation has painted a picture of a society that was both innovative and enigmatic. Babylon's contributions to astronomy, architecture, and law have left an indelible mark on history, influencing civilizations that followed and shaping the world we know today. The mysteries of Babylon, its lost libraries, underground tunnels, and forgotten rituals remind us that there is still so much to uncover. The city's fall, though shrouded in uncertainty, serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of even the greatest empires. Yet, Babylon's legacy endures not just in the artifacts and ruins that have survived, but in the stories, myths, and cultural echoes that continue to inspire us. As we reflect on these 25 surprising secrets, it's impossible not to feel a sense of wonder and curiosity. What other stories lie buried beneath the sands of time? What new discoveries await those who seek to unravel the mysteries of this ancient world? If you've enjoyed this exploration of Babylon, let us know in the comments below what secret fascinated you the most. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more journeys into the past. Together, let's keep uncovering the stories that connect us to the incredible tapestry of human history.